Music Auditor is a website. You can access the Music Auditor at www.musicauditor.com.au. And then what you will need to do if you're a first-time user is you'll need to create a new account and register. You'll then be sent an email. You accept that link and set your password, and then you'll be able to log into the site. For those of you that are already using it, you'll be able to just log in directly. As some of you have probably discovered, you will have a username for the Music Auditor website. It's really important to write that down somewhere because it's different to your email address. I keep track of those details to log in. We are in the process of developing a new interface for the auditor so that you can just use your email as your username. Assuming that you've got an account, you're logged in, go to the Music Auditor tab and then select South Australia as your authority. The auditor knows that we're operating in South Australia and it will then use the relevant guidelines. Melbourne Water is the other alternative for any consultants working elsewhere. Currently, the auditor supports Melbourne Water and South Australia. And for South Australia, there's one set of guidelines which are then applied right across the whole of South Australia. Select your summary report file, your MRT that we've generated for music, and open that up and submit. And the Music Auditor will generate a report. Once you've done that, you'll get a report that looks something like this that shows you the results. So the intention of the auditor is that for anything that passes, we just leave it in green and we just say this particular node didn't report any errors at all. So we're not wasting your time looking at all the parameters that were perfectly okay and didn't raise any flags. What we then do is we identify any parameters that didn't pass the audit checks, and we'll say, okay, field capacity for soils, the user input was this. We expected it to be equal to the guideline value of 30, but it wasn't, so it's failed that check. And then what we do is we provide a bit of guidance just to say, what is that parameter? What would you expect it to be? Where might you consider allowing variation? So it says that this is what's recommended in the guidelines. You might consider some variations if someone's actually using specific soils for their project, or if they've actually got a calibrated model where they're varying it. So this gives you a little bit of guidance to give you some thinking on, should we accept this variation or not? One thing I'm keen to avoid is for people to use the Music Auditor as a black and white check where you just assume that anything that fails is bad and that you have to get a model that passes every possible thing. That's not really the intention and what we've set out to do here.